This month for our quick tips video, we are going to walk through the payroll process. So your payroll process in eSchedule should include 2 to 3 very easy but important steps. So number 1 is going to be reviewing and approving any time clock exceptions. Number 2 will be signing the time cards. And then number 3 is exporting the hours out of eSchedule to send over to your payroll or finance team. So number 2, signing the time cards, that is going to be an optional step. It just depends on whether your organization requires those time card signatures from either employees and supervisors or just from employees. So we're going to start with step number 1, of course, approving any time clock exceptions. Time clock exceptions are essentially pending hours. We do not want to finalize payroll or send those hours over to our payroll team if we have any hours that are pending. So there are 2 places in eSchedule where you can review and approve any pending hours. Number 1, this is the recommended option, is the time clock exceptions report. So this time clock exceptions report puts all of your employees' pending hours into one place. That is why this is the recommended option. It is meant to save admins or supervisors time while reviewing hours. So in this report here, you have the ability to, of course, adjust that date range. We typically recommend setting this to the pay period date range so that you can get a really good look at all of those pending hours for the pay period that you are processing for. So in this screen here, you can click on individual entries. So if you put your cursor over the in column, you can click to view the details of that punch. This is very helpful if you need to make an update. You might notice that an employee shows that they clocked in late. Maybe the case was that they simply forgot to clock in. And so you have the ability, of course, in the approved section to make updates and save before going back to the exceptions report and approving those punches, right? Last tip or note on this report here is you can select all and just do a mass approval. Again, just a quick tip or trick to save you just a little bit of time. Now, there is one more place in eSchedule where you can review and approve pending hours. That is going to be right from the time cards. So if we take a look at time card career here, on your employees' time cards, if you see that approve button and you see the second column here with that check mark up top, that indicates that these hours need to be approved. So again, we can check those boxes and approve. That accomplishes the exact same thing that we walked through in the time clock exceptions report. Or, of course, if you need to first make any updates or adjustments, you can click on that individual entry, change the times, maybe add notes as needed, and save before hopping back to the time card to approve those pending exceptions. So if you are going to do this from the time cards, you will need to move through the employees individually, of course, just making sure that you're not missing any pending hours here. If you do end up using this approach, approving the hours from the time cards, we still recommend glancing at that time clock exceptions report afterward, just to make sure that you've successfully approved or cleaned all of those up. All right. Now, the second step, again, this is an optional step. It just depends on whether you're looking for time card signatures, but that is going to be signing the time cards, of course. So we do have different options as far as when employees are allowed to sign their time cards. By default, employees cannot sign their time card if there are any pending hours. That is why step number 1 is going to be crucial here. So as long as you have approved the employee's time card, they are going to see the option to sign. Once the employee has signed their time card, the supervisor will see the option to sign. Again, this is optional. This would be a feature we can turn on for you if it is not on already. We can require employee signatures only and not display the supervisor signature field. So that would be something we'll be here to help with. But once time cards are signed and hours are finalized and approved, we're going to be able to move on to the last step, which is exporting the hours out of eSchedule to send over to payroll or our finance team. So our recommended exporting tool is going to be our payroll report. So within your payroll report here, you'll be able to, of course, select the pay period. Usually you would leave this status field as active. You do have the ability to change that. Same with career type, division, and potentially department. So you'll start by adjusting those fields based on what you're looking for. If you would like to see what time cards or which employees have signed their time cards, we can check this view signed box. And then we'll go ahead and hit go to run this report. So because we did not actually clear those exceptions out or approve any pending hours, we're going to see this warning here. So if you do see this, that is a great indicator that you need to hop back into that time clock exceptions report and just make sure that there is no data. From here, of course, you can review this payroll report, make sure all of those hours look correct, and then you're going to have one main exporting option by default. This is our standard Excel export. It just takes this report exactly as you see it and moves it into an Excel format. This is an option that everybody should see in their site. However, if your payroll or finance team prefers a different format or a specific type of export file, we have the ability to create a custom export file for you. If that is something that you currently have set up, you would see this blue export payroll button. This is going to be your custom export option. If this is something that you want and do not currently have set up, please reach out to us. We would be more than happy to work with you on that. All right. Now there is one more exporting tool that I like to point out, and that is going to be our printable time cards. Some organizations prefer a time card view rather than a report view. So we have this printable time card option right here. Within this screen, you have the ability to run the printable time card report just by employee, or we can change that member field to all. From here, after, of course, adjusting these fields, we can export this page to Excel, and then that can be the file that you send over to payroll. Again, if this is something you do not currently have turned on and you are interested in this, just reach out to the support team. We can get that added for you, no problem. That covers it for the payroll process. Please reach out to us if you have any questions. We are always here and happy to help.